Hello, it's Tom Donald from the London Contemporary School of Piano. Today we're going to do a walk through the classic piece by Keith Jarrett. It's part of his European quartet, Country, and it's from the album My Song. It's a beautiful piece of music, Country. It's got some lovely chords to it. And this walkthrough is really for beginners to intermediate players and some advanced players. So I'm going to be talking across a wide range of musical levels. But really what I want to show you is how accessible this piece of music is. I know often jazz is put on a pedestal and into an ivory tower, and then you think of the likes of Keith Jarrett, right? It's on a very, very special ivory tower with an amazing improviser and a player who's extremely unique. And I think a lot of people then think, well, I can't play this repertoire, I'm not good enough, I can't be ever like Keith Jarrett, hey, so why should I bother? And I just don't think that's the right attitude. I believe music and improvisation is for everyone to enjoy and for everyone to enjoy the fruits of. Even Keith Jarrett himself has said in numerous speeches and interviews that his job is just to find the music that's around him in the air and to pick it up and to put it through his body and to play. And I know that sounds a bit cosmic and a little bit out there, but he doesn't say that, you know, he's the only person on this planet who can do it. It's something that is accessible to us all. I want to show you some really nice theoretical things that we can ground ourselves with in this tutorial that will get us into that Keith Jarrett mindset a little bit. And it's not just Keith Jarrett, into the muse, you could say, into that sacred area of improvisation that can belong to us all. And I think it's time in music to start us enjoying that and understanding we have a right to enjoy music. We have a right to try it out ourselves. We don't have to be told we're not good enough, or we don't have to believe that it's only something for a talented few. I believe music and engagement with music on the piano is something we can all enjoy. And yeah, some people think I'm mad for saying that, but so be it. That's my view, and I'm going to show you the ropes. Of course, I'm not saying you're going to be able to play like Keith Jarrett. I think even Keith Jarrett once said, why would anyone want to play like me? That's medically stupid. And if you look at his posture when he plays and the way he throws himself around, I think the most important thing we need to remember about music is you just want to play like yourself, right? You are running a race only with yourself. You're not racing against anyone else. You're in your own lane, you stay in your own lane. Okay, let's get started. I'm going to take a very much of a chord orientation with this. I'm going to avoid too much heavy jazz theory. In fact, I'm going to try and be completely the opposite of heavy jazz theory. And in fact, this piece is not even really a complex jazz piece. It's very triadic. You've got lots of triads and just a few dominant sevens and a diminished chord, and that's about it. So, but it's the most beautiful piece of music. I love playing this piece. It's so joyful to play. Okay, and before we get started, if you are a fan of our work at the London Contemporary School of Piano, you should head on over to our website, contemporaryschoolofpiano.com, because we have some free resources that will help you play pieces like this and that will support your practicing. And we've been doing this for years. We've taught people to do this stuff. We do it every day. We've been doing it for years. It's not just a new thing that we're trying. This is something we have researched and developed for many, many years. So head on over to our site, learn more about what we do, get the free resources kit, because it has beautiful chords like this and other pieces. And yeah, let's get started with Country. We're going to just chord through it to start with. A flat major, B flat major, C minor, A flat major, B flat, G, C minor. Right, so it's a slow 2 to the bar, 2-2 time. I'm playing just a slow, even 2 beats to the bar. Some bars only have 1 chord, which means I play it twice, and other bars have 2 chords, which means I only play it once. And some bars have a bit of groove and anticipation, and just use your intuition for that, just use your ear. You should be sitting down at your piano right now playing along with me. This is hands-on stuff. We're not doing any theory today. We are in a no theory zone right now. Hands on the piano, Let's play music together. We're playing chords, and that's all there is to it. Let's go. Let's do it again. Let's do that again. Change it around a bit. And if you're not so familiar with your diminished chords, this F7 to the F sharp diminished 7 might seem a bit intimidating, but it isn't really. You just play a root F7 and you just then simply lift the bottom note up a semitone and you have your F sharp diminished. It's a nice change. Then we've got a first inversion of an E flat major. That's a nice change as well. And then an A flat major. So there's the ascending bass line going up in semitones. Then to the B flat. It's just worth just practicing that progression a few times. Just get that under the fingers. Okay. Now before we continue, I'm going to show you some improvisation techniques with this now. I'm not going to really worry about playing the tune. I know it's a beautiful tune that Jan Garbarek plays on the saxophone in this. I want to just get you into the improvisation muse. Now the key to improvisation is to simplify the theory as much as possible and to maximize the action. So improvisation is an action. It's something you do. You do with your body. You don't just do it with your intellect and your mind. So I'm just going to give you, I'm not going to tell you about some fancy scales and some fancy modes and Locrians and flatten this and sharpen that, because that doesn't make you a better player. I'm sorry, it doesn't. It just doesn't. Some people disagree with me. Fine, they can. It doesn't make you a better player to know tons and tons and tons and tons of theory. It might make you better at speaking Greek, and that's great if you want to speak Greek. I don't want to speak Greek right now. No offense to Greek people, by the way, beautiful language, but I'm playing jazz here. I'm not speaking Greek, so I don't want to talk about modes all day. This piece is in E flat major, so why would I want to talk about modes when I'm in E flat major? And yeah, I can add a bit of blues to it as well. But I'm not even going to think about scales right now, because I'm already on the chords, and all I'm going to do is I'm going to play the second note of each chord. So I'm going to open up the chord a little bit by playing 1, 2, 3, and 5. These are the notes that are going to be available to me on each chord. There's my C minor. I can trill them, I can ornament them. I haven't mentioned a mode yet. I haven't mentioned a fancy scale, and already I'm doing some really nice Jarrett-esque sort of licks in the right hand. So now the left hand, just going to put a nice little groove there. So maybe just to get into the groove of this, let's just loop around the A flat major, the B flat major, the C minor. Just get that left hand, get in that groove. That's the hardest thing with this sort of improvisation, is getting both hands to work independently. You might find it easier to just straighten out the groove and take away the syncopation. Just go at your own speed, go at your own level. You're not trying to reinvent the wheel here. Just keep it within your limits. And the first step just might be to get a nice solid chord against it. Just keep it simple, keep it profound and simple. And focus on your continuity. We've got no theory to put us off and stop us. We're running the path, we're running on the track. Let's go down an octave. Why not, hey? So I'm just using the 1, 2, 3, and 5 of the chord. See, the chords are just like this orange, right? And we're trying to squeeze all the juice out of it. We're trying to be completely resourceful with it. Okay, sorry, I'm showing off a bit now. Let's try and apply that to the whole progression then. Again. Let's go through the rest of the chords of the song now. So now to add a little bit of more blues to it, I can get that 4-note chord, or that 4-note suspended variation I've created of the chord, of the 1, 3, 5 with the 2, and I can blues it up by just slipping the flat and third in there. It particularly works well on the chords like the E flat, the tonic chord. And I can also find an umbrella scale that's going to fit the entire progression. And one umbrella scale that fits the entire progression quite well is the C minor blues. And it sort of fits these gospel-y progressions quite well. So I'm going to put that into my mind now when I play this to get a more blues-like effect. Let's just go through the first section again. In there, I just tried to keep it a little bit more simple, just to see what I could do with those effects. Like that's a blues run then on that A flat major chord. I think the biggest challenge with this is getting that finger independence. Rather than it being a theoretical thing, it's just getting the fingers to move in those combinations. So you might just want to spend a bit of time just moving around the chord a bit, playing the first 5 notes of the associated scale. I think in this sort of music, you want to be playing around with the nuance, the sound you can get out of the piano, you can draw out of the piano. You got to remember the likes of Keith Jarrett, he was very resistant. And I know he played with Miles Davis for a long time, but he was very resistant to playing on electric instruments. because he really felt that the acoustic piano had a depth to it in its sound that an electric piano doesn't have. And I agree with him, actually. There are certain sounds you can't possibly get out of a digital piano. You can get out of a real piano in terms of touch. That's a thing that's, again, the jazz orthodoxy doesn't talk much about. Sort of ignore that. It's like, let's just talk about more theory. Let's just stack more chords and add more 13ths to everything or whatever. But what about just getting a triad and playing it in different articulations and touch? The way you touch the instrument really makes such a big difference to the overall sound you get, the quality of your sound. The different types of staccatos, like is it a long staccato? Is it a short staccato? And when I trill notes together, like do I shake them? Do they slide into each other? How many different types of sounds can I get from just breaking up a chord? Quite like that sound. It's a bit like a bird tweeting you. Or those long sounds, those graceful chords. Variation of your tone. Forgetting about the notes and the scale, but thinking about the tone as well that you make. Really, really powerful things to think about. I want to go back to that middle section again, where I just added a simple groove where I went cha-cha-cha-cha, just sort of to assist the movement here. And it goes quicker here. You've got the 3 chords in the bar there. Okay, let's run through it a couple of times now. And at periods of time, as I end this, I'm going to go into a heavier improvisation, but I'm going to keep it very much locked on the C minor blues, which, like an umbrella, fits the entire piece. And now I'm just going to no longer systemize what I'm doing quite as much and just listen to myself, pull back, then give it a bit more, then pull back. But again, nothing is really going beyond the theoretical concepts, the very basic theoretical concepts I've mentioned. We've really been in a no theory zone to make this music. Just triads, chords, make a melody out of the chords, make a narrative out of the chords. Tell a story with your playing. Think about the narrative of what it is you're playing. And when I say narrative, it's not like an exact story, but it's a journey of ideas that move to the next ideas, that flow to the next idea. And we're getting ourselves together into that flow. And yeah, that's what I'm here for today, is to help you get into that flow. You can visit our website, contemporaryschoolofpiano.com, get our free resources kit, or learn about our courses, because we really put a huge emphasis on improvising and getting into the flow. So let's do it right now. 3, 4. we're now going to play us out to the end on A flat, B flat, and C minor. Play along with me here. My right hand's just going to jam over on that C minor blues scale. Whatever it is you need to get into the flow. Maybe you need me to support you with that left hand part while you just jam some C minor blues with me. Or vice versa. Maybe you slightly simplify that left hand. It's all now about the continuity of those three chords as you get into that zone. I quite like just spinning three notes around. I promise you, I'm just playing a C minor blues scale. I'm not applying any advanced theory here at all. Some of you might need a little bit more methodology in your practice with these things. And that's where you can visit our website, contemporaryschoolofpiano.com. You can find out about our complete musician program, which trains these concepts from the bottom up. We train these concepts from the bottom to the top, so you can start flowing, start to feel more like a complete musician. That's what it is we do at the school. So find out more, and let's play it out together. Now get down on that piano, try stuff, play stuff, continue, don't stop. You're only with yourself here. This is your race. You run at your speed, your tempo, and we'll speak soon.